Indigenous history dates back thousands of years, and to honor that history, the Taubman Museum of Art is opening a new exhibit titled Words Matter, an Untold History. And joining me today is Katie Hirsch, Deputy Director of Exhibitions at the Taubman, alongside Victoria Ferguson, enrolled citizen of the Monacan Indian Nation. Good afternoon to both of you, and welcome to Here at Home.
Well, thank you for having us.
All right, so quite the exhibit. Katie, tell me a little bit about what folks can expect.
Absolutely. So it's called Words Matter, an Untold History. It opens on October 2nd, and you have until January 11th to see it. It travels from the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts, coming to us here in Roanoke, since the Taubman is a statewide partner. And it highlights contemporary Indigenous experience through works that use text and image. So really powerful, and we're really proud to include many of Vicky's works in the exhibition as well.
Oh, that's right. And what are some of the items that are going to be featured?
Well, in the portion from Virginia Museum of Fine Arts, we have a series of prints and comic books that really highlight the fact that there are current and future Indigenous communities in this nation, not just past. And then from Victoria here, beading and embroidery, pottery, basketry, she does everything. So to highlight the land on which we live, accompanying this exhibition.
Yeah, and quite the history. And Victoria, you're going to be speaking at, there's a kickoff event, right, on October 3rd.
Yes, so as part of our late night series, which is sponsored by Foot Levelers, MKB Realtor, and Blue Ridge Beverage, we're really proud to present this program, and Victoria will be speaking about some of her family history.
That's right, and Victoria, quite the history you have, a member of the Monacan Indian Nation. So talk a little bit about that, because you really discovered a lot, particularly from your great aunt.
Right. When Katie asked about putting some things into the exhibit, and she talked about, you know, this Words Matter, I said to her, I'm going to send you some journals that were written by my great aunt, and I think they would be great. And so I used them at a program we did about 3 years ago at Solitude on the campus of Virginia Tech. We had a summer reading program, and people really enjoyed it, and I thought it's a really good opportunity to move that program from Virginia Tech out to another community. So what we're going to do is we're going to offer these journals. If you go to the link, you'll be able to tap into them and read them. And I'm really hoping that people will read them before we come in and talk about them, because they'll be able to ask me more information about those journals.
I was going to say,
she wrote them from like 1907 to 1912. And so they were found in a quilt box by her grandchildren, typed up and then put on the World Wide Web, and that's how we got them.
And that's such an important point, because so much history, you know, you learn it in school, but I think it's through the letters, the journals, the real people's stories that, you know, went through so many things in history. And let's talk about, so your great aunt's name was Mary Margaret Persinger.
Right.
So had you heard of her prior to these journals being uncovered?
She was my grandfather's sister, but she died a long time ago. And so we really did not have that much knowledge about her. But some of my friends on the powwow circuit were also related and found those journals because they were doing some of our Persinger family history and told me about them. And then when we read them, we realized, oh my goodness, this is my grandfather's sister. And she mentions my grandfather in the journals maybe once or twice. And so it really gave us a lot more information about not only what her life was like, but what the life was like for people in the community. And that's one thing we really try to do is, when we talk about things at Solitude, I call it a three-legged stool, where we want to talk about the three different sides of people who came together on that land. And her journals will have stories of all three groups of people in that one journal.
Yeah, and that really is a lesson
for
for you personally too. We should mention, you know, the Monacan Indian Nation headquartered close by in Amherst County.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. So it's something that we try to do, is protect and preserve our history and culture. And as a historian and a historical interpreter, we always say that it's important to use the past to illuminate the future. And so by us using the past and learning the past, it really does give us a good insight to things that we can be prepared for as we move ahead.
And a better understanding of everybody. That certainly is unifying. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we will put up that information again for this kickoff event on October 3rd, happening at the Taubman Museum of Art. And Victoria's going to be speaking at 6:30. Want to make sure you check that out. Galleries will be open from 5 to 9 p.m. Of course, we have a link to more information about this on our website. Just click in the Here at Home section. Ladies, thank you so much for coming in and telling us all about it. It was like a wonderful exhibit.
I look forward to seeing everybody out there.
Yeah.
Sounds wonderful.